Okay, we start, Ricardo. Today we are going to start with lessons 3 and 4. The content is SQL aggregation. We are going to talk about SQL aggregation and group by and having and date and case and other things like subquery and with. You know, Ricardo, it is the webinar is not just like lecture or something. We can even discuss something. We can, if you have a problem while you are studying, maybe we can discuss it and forget about the presentation. Just a discussion. Okay.
But today I'm just following because I'm too behind all the guys. So I'm just listening.
Okay, no problem. Okay.
Okay. Not stress.
The first thing that we need to talk about is nulls. And nulls are the places in the database that has no specific value. For example, if you have a registration form and the user is filling the registration form, so maybe he didn't fill everything. Some fields are obligatory and some other fields are optional. Maybe he filled the optional fields or not. So if he left these optional fields, it will appear in the database as nulls. But for SQL aggregation, they don't care about nulls. They ignore it, just ignore it. For example, if you want to make count for a specific field, if the cell contains a null, it will be ignored. It will not be counted with the count function. For example, we have here select count of a star from accounts. It will count only the fields that doesn't count. And also you can say, you can use count this way, and you can use it other way. You can say, for example, for a specific field. But you have to make sure that this specific field doesn't have nulls, because if it has nulls, it will be ignored. So the number will not be true. Let's try it on pgadmin. pgadmin, in the first webinar, I explained how to install it.
Okay, I have to check it. If you can send me the instructions, I'll do it myself.
Okay, I will when I send the links for the
from this web,
I will send all the links together, so you can go and revise the one with the pgadmin, how to install it and how to install PostgreSQL.
Okay.
Okay, so you just double click on this, and it will ask for the password. Okay, and you have to go to the public schema. So you have to press here. If you press any place else, maybe it's not going to work. So you have to check here and go to tools and query tool.
Okay.
And of course, you have to make sure that public schema contains the tables of
the tables. Okay.
Part1 database. Okay. So select count of a star. If we want to know how many, for example, how many accounts, how many companies or accounts?
Yeah, we have got in our table. In our table,
accounts, just like that, and
it's going to deliver me all the information.
Yes.
With nulls.
How many records are in the accounts? How many records?
Yeah.
It will answer this question. So it will tell me
One ask the select. We are selecting the count. The count.
count of a star. Yes.
No, the star is everything. Okay, count is the count table. Everything from the count table, from the accounts.
No, no. We select from the accounts table.
No, from the counts table. The count is the, how do you say it, the row. No, not
Number
the
of
column.
rows. Yes.
It's a column. The column. I want to know the number of rows that the column counts as. Okay, correct?
No, you know, star is the columns, and the count of a star.
It's a columns. The count, the number of rows.
Yes.
That the column count as
for
correct?
all the
count is an instruction. Okay, sorry, I understood now. Yeah.
Yes, it
count
is not,
of counting.
I thought you thought it like it is a table. It is not a table.
Yeah, table. It's not a table. Okay,
Count so is just an instruction that count how many records in the accounts table.
Okay.
Okay. So I think we have here 351. But if you want to see all of them, so you can say select star, just a star, not count of a star. Yeah. From accounts, and you press here, and you find 351 rows affected by by your query.
And how can I exclude the ones that have empty fields now? The nulls.
The nulls, if you say count,
yes,
of a star, it will be also 351. So we don't have nulls here.
Okay.
But if we have nulls, so maybe select a star will be different from select count of a star.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
So for example, if you want to make it easier, so you can say accounts. You know that there is ID, so you can say count of ID, just ID, and it will give the result.
Yeah, of course.
Okay.
But then imagine that we want to say select emails and contacts, and then it will deliver me. Imagine that we've got ID. We are going to say count emails. I don't know if we have got in the table if we have got the email field, but if I change here and I only say emails, is it going to deliver me the fields that have empty emails, or is going to automatically exclude?
It's going to automatically exclude the nulls.
Okay, thank you. Okay, no doubts. Okay.
Yeah, it will ignore the nulls part, and if you say count of emails, so count of emails, if somebody didn't fill his email, so it will ignore it, just to give you how many emails are registered. Okay. And for the aggregations, we have many other aggregations, just like sum, max, minimum, average, and median. But median is not a function. It is done by subquery here. Sum is going to give you the sum for a specific field. For a specific field, it will give you the sum. For a specific field, also maximum, the maximum value, and the minimum value, and the average value, and the median. It will give you the one in the middle, the one value in the middle. If we sort it from lowest to highest, so it will give you the value in the middle of the other values. So for sum and max and minimum and average and median, all of these are used in the group by here. It is used in group by here more often than using it like sum all the salaries, or sum all the orders values, or sum all the money. It is used more often with group by. So let's
Okay.
see how this is going to work. I'm sorry, open this here. We can select star from orders and see what is there. Okay, let us say we want the total amount, the sum of the total amount here. So we can say sum. Just we have to make it meaningful, so we can say account ID here. We select account ID and sum. Yes, is not. This is not going to work. You have to use group by. So we postpone it for the next slide. So we say sum of total, and you can use aliases. So you can say as total, total amount, just like that. So you run it, you will find the total amount of sales.
Calculation.
So it will give you the very large number because it sums all the entire table across the entire table.
And I can do the same, asking for the average. Okay.
Yeah, you can ask for the average. You can ask
medium,
for the maximum, for the minimum.
Okay.
And also for the median, but the median has a specific query here. We can copy it. I want to tell you something about it. If we copy it here for the median, for example, if you, I will tell you an example for the median one. If we have these values, I'm not writing code. I just write example. So 4 and 2 and 6 and so on.
Okay.
If we have these values, what is the median value? You can say first sort the value. So I have 1, 2, 4, 4, and 6, and 8. These are the same values here, but sorted. Yes. The median equal to the value in the middle. But we have here odd number or even number. So it is
the median. The median. All right, it's not the average. Okay.
The median.
Yeah, of course. Okay.
4 plus 4 over 2, so it will be equal 4. So this is the median, the definition of the median. But we don't have. It is used in many applications. For example, if you want to know the average value, but you know that the data contains many outliers, many not correct values, many high, very.
Yeah, I know what's outliers. I know.
Okay. So if you want to take the average for data contains many spikes, you will use median. How to do that? They make a subquery here. So they select the first half of the table. The first half means they take the total amount. I'm sorry. They take this select total amount from orders, and they order it by the total amount, and they limit. You know, we want the median of the total amount US dollars.
Yes.
So how to do that? They select only half of the data, half of the.
But how do you know what is the half of the data?
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. I'm telling you, it is just fabricated for this purpose only. It is not work on any other table. Just for the total amount in the orders table. You can say select count of a star from. You can say count of a star over 2.
Okay.
From orders. Just to check this, it will be 3, 4, 5, 6.
Okay.
So you return back 3, 4, 5, 6.
3, 4, 5, 6.
So it is like exactly the approximately the middle
Okay.
or the half of the records, half of the number of the records. And then they select half of the but ordered from
Yeah.
lowest to highest, from lowest to highest, and then they take from it all things from it, and then
And then you order it by, okay.
yeah, order it again in descending order. So
Yeah.
I'm getting the first one. The first one is the median. I don't know if you can, we can try it. We can try it like this. We can try it like removing that part. Okay. These are the values of the total amount US dollars sorted from
And the
smallest.
median, it's the number on the middle, so you just have to split it by 2 now, right?
It is half of the data.
Yeah, it's half the data. Yeah.
Yeah, it's
You
half
just
of the
need
data because it limits
split
it
it
to
by 2.
300. Yes, 3,557. So it is half of the numbers of the data. And you notice they order it in ascending order. The ascending
Yeah.
order starting from lowest to highest.
Of course.
But I don't want the one. I want the first one. The first one will be the one at the one at the last one here. The last one here, I can get it just like selecting total amount used from this time. I just have to name it the select statement, the second select statement. I have to name it like tab 1 or something. And then order by one. One is the total amount US dollars, and in descending orders. And I limit just to take only one. So I get the last value here. This is the last value is the median value. So just like that, it is the median value here. This is the answer. This is the median value. But you know, we can do this like limit. We can remove it and get the count of select count of star from orders. Okay, and
slash by 2. Yeah.
But you know, the problem is if the count of a star will be odd value, this query is not going to work. So I think it's going to work this time because the numbers are not are even values. So it's going to work, no problem. So here is an example of subquery in 2 levels. Just one from, and second from, and third from. These are subqueries, nested subqueries. And this is an example of subqueries. We are going to talk about it later. And for group by, we are going to collect or make aggregation in the tables using the foreign key. For example, if we have departments and employees, we want to summarize the salaries in a specific department. So we go to the employees table, and you know, in the employees table, we will get the foreign key for the department ID. It is repeated in the employees table, repeated many times, because many employees in the same department. So if we collect by or group by the department, so it will check. I think it's better if we try it here. If we want to take an example from here, find the number of sales representative in each region. Your final table should have two columns, the region and the number of sales in each region. We go to the sales representatives table and select everything from it. Select everything from sales. Of course, you have to check the name of the table. Make sure the sales representatives are true. Okay, select asterisk from. You'll see that sales representatives, you have the region ID, but the region ID is repeated many times. 1111, the same region ID, and the 222, 333, and 444. So if I want to count how many sales representative in each region, so I want to count how many ones, and how many twos, and how many threes, and how many fours in this table. This is the group by function. So I just say select. I want to know for each region. So I say I can say region ID from sales representative and region ID and how many count of region IDs. Okay, region ID and count of region ID from sales representative. I can also say region name, but I have to use join because there is no region name here. So I have to get it.
You have to join from another table. Join, yeah.
Yes, exactly. From, but I have to start with the biggest one. The biggest one is region. So I have to start with regions, join, sales, reps, yes, exactly. Join on. We have region ID. We have region ID. There is region ID, but it is ID. Okay, let's make aliases here. So this is R and this is sales representatives. Yes. So on the sales representatives here, they have region ID here, and I want to join by the region. So it is going to be ID in r.id, and is going to be region ID in SR. So region ID in SR. But I have to group by all of these together. So I just say region, group by, yes, group by 1 and 2. 1 is referring to the first, and 2 refers to the second. Okay? This is going to give us the region name, region ID, and the count. How many region? How many
region IDs we have got?
Yeah, how many regions ID in the
from the region table?
Yeah, but you know, I have to tell the region ID is in SR, and also here SR, and the region name is in R in the regions table. So we have a problem here. Regions maybe doesn't exist.
Because it's not regions, it's region.
Yeah, I have spelling. Problem?
Yeah, you have got plural from. You have in the
Yeah,
first line.
just region, not regions.
Yeah. Oops.
Okay, let's check. We have another region name. Doesn't exist. Yeah, we don't have region name. It is just name. And we have region ID here. Okay, now we have the answer. We have 10 sales representative in West, 10 other in Southwest, and 21 in Northwest, and 9 in Midwest. So this is giving us how many sales representatives in each region. It is better if you make for subqueries. No, we're going to talk about subqueries now. What I want to say is, if you want to do joins or subqueries, you start by the inner things and go to the outer things. You start by inner things first. For example, if you have nested queries or nested subqueries, you start by the one in the one in if we have circles like that, and paint.
I know.
Have,
I understand.
yes.
I understand. Okay. Yeah. We go from the inside to outside of the data.
Yeah, from inside to outside. Just to try everything first. You try the one this one. Try it and run it and make sure that it's working very, very smoothly. And then start by the outer one and so on till the outer one.
Okay.
Okay, for the distinct is very useful if you want to count without repeating. For example, if you want to count something for just one time, you have, for example, the set operation in Python. You know, there is set. The set operation is Python. You know, the set of,
not yet.
For example, 2, 3, 2. Okay, and then we repeat 5 again. Mm-hmm. It will give you just no repetition. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. There is no more than 1 5. It is just 1 5. This is
it gives me the set.
Exactly the same function.
Distinct. Okay, it gives me the singular. The
values without repetition.
Yeah, correct. Yeah, it's correct. That's it.
Yeah, it's going to give me how. For example, this example is very good. How many have any sales representative worked on more than one account? You can say for the sales representatives, how many accounts for each sales representative, how many accounts they are working on. Or for example, you want to know how many accounts in the, let me see, how many accounts. If we are talking about the orders, we can say, for the orders table, we want to know how many accounts have made orders. How many accounts have made orders? So maybe I can say select accounts ID from orders. Just like that. So if you select this,
it will deliver me all the accounts ID.
All these guys has made orders, but I want to not repeating them. I want them to repeat just one time for 1001. I just want it to just appear just for one time. So I say select distinct. I don't remember the spelling sorry. Yes, distinct.
Okay. Distinct.
Okay. So it will give
Mm-hmm.
me no repetition. I can order the
Yeah.
numbers.
So
Order
or
one.
there's I order by order by one.
Yeah, order by
Why?
just to.
Because we only have one variable, so
Yeah, but just because this is only one variable.
yeah. If I have
But
another
but if
one,
you don't want to write, you can you can write it like that.
okay.
So
Ah, okay, okay. Thank you. Okay,
yeah, so if, just one is
I
the
understand. I understand.
okay. If you don't want to write it, you just write one. This is
One.
simpler and it's giving the same
Yeah.
values.
So it's going to give me understanding order of all the account IDs.
Yeah, you can say if you want to get the names of these guys, the names of these accounts. These accounts are companies. So if you want to know who
Join.
these,
I must make a join.
yeah, you have to make a join. Yes, exactly. You have to make a join between orders and accounts to
Yeah.
get the names of these guys. Okay. Also, for distinct and the aggregation, we need to use having. Having is used only if you want to check for something with the aggregation functions, only working with aggregation functions. So, for example, if you want to know how many sales representatives that are managing more than 5 accounts, you have to use having. Having is working with count, is working with average, is working with the sum, maximum, minimum.
Ah,
It works
okay.
only with these guys, with these functions.
Okay.
Sum, max, minimum.
With quantitative
Yes,
functions.
yes, exactly. It is working with aggregation functions.
Yeah,
So
aggregation.
you have to use it with aggregation functions. I think it is easy, or maybe we can copy this, but don't do this if you want to study well. Don't do like
I
me.
know. I know.
Okay.
I have
So you have to try it many times, and don't copy paste. Okay. Uh, this is example to find how many sales representatives that is managing more than 5 accounts. So you select the name of the sales representatives and count how many
have
account IDs are
distinct
there.
ID.
Yeah, and group by one, group by the names, the sales representative names. So uh,
Where they have more than five.
they have more than 5 accounts. They manage more than 5 companies.
Where which ID have distinct ID have more than 5 accounts. Okay. And
Yes,
ordered
account.
by TC that is.
Let's try something here because maybe it is little confusing. You know, group by is working with aliases, but having, you can say this is the name of this table, of this field. So why not using having with the aliases? We don't, why is this is not working like that? CCT. CCT, you know, we can say as here. So this count of distinct a.id is the same as CCTs. This is alias name. So what is not working? You can try it. It's not working because after having and group by and many things, but order by only works with aliases. Order by only, not no group by, no having. You have to define the
The
original
okay.
the original name of the field. If you do other thing, it will not work. For example, if this is very long
Okay.
expression, you cannot even use this one. You have to use the long expression again, copy paste it again.
Okay.
This is the only way.
You know, I don't like to use
Aliases.
alias not right now because it makes me not clear. It's not instantly for me, the alias.
Yes. For the beginning, it's better if you neglect the aliases. And even they talk about aliases at maybe lesson 2 or 3. They are not talking about it in the first lesson. They leave it
Yes, yes, yes.
after you try many select statements. So having works only with count and maximum, minimum, and other statistic
Okay.
functions. For date, we have 3 types of dates. As they said in Udacity course, we have a database date, start to use year, months, and day. And for US, they start with month first. And in other countries, like our country,
Like, yeah.
yes, we start with day first. We start with day first. But we care about the database, so we start by the year, and then month, and then day.
Yeah.
Okay. Here is an example of year and month and day, and then after that you will find timestamp. And the timestamp makes the group by. If you want to group by date, you will find you cannot group by date. Why? Because you will not have,
because
even if the same day, you will have different timestamp. You have different timestamp because it is really different. For example, if you want to group by to get how many sales, how many receipts are there in the sales department. So maybe if you group by date, you cannot, because it will give you different date timestamp. Date time, it is not just date, so they use 2 types of functions, the date trunc and date part. Date trunc is to truncate. You just like round in mathematics. Round.
yes,
it is rounding to the what you want. It is rounding for the day, rounding for the month, and even for the year. So if you want to group by the year, you just truncate to the year. If you group by month, you truncate to that month, and so on. You never cannot use the date as it is and use it in the group by. It will group by each one of these, so it will not change unless if you find 2 for example, 2 transactions happened in the same second. So it will group by this. Other thing, it will not work. So it is better to use date trunc. Date truncate is very important. If we don't have it, we will never group by date. And for date part, there is some difference here. The difference between date part and date trunc is if we say date part of the year, so it will give you any year. You can say for month, it will be.
Yeah, what can do it? You can make only the part of the morning. You don't care about the day. You just care about the hours. So it's what it does.
This is date trunc, not date part. What I want to say is, if we date part here, let's make it clear. Date trunc for month. Okay, it will just give you the month, and for many years, not for specific years, for any years. But for the date part, it will give you any month in any year, any month in any year. But this will group for a specific year. For that month in a specific year, it will group by it. But this date part of a month means you group by a month in any year, in any other year. That's the difference. You understand it?
Yes.
So if we say date part of a month, it will give you a month in any year. For example, 2017, 2018, and so on. But for that date rank, it will give you a month in a specific year only. So, okay, let's make it clear if we do some queries here. Okay, let us take this one first. We select here date part occurred at. First, we have to know what the question is. The question is, which month did Part1 Posey have the greatest sales in terms of total number of orders? Are all months evenly represented by the data set? We want to get for each month the greatest sales in each month. Let's try to get group by month first. So we do it like that. We get the part, but this is date part. Date part is working for any month in any year, for any month in any year, and then sum of this total amount. It will give us the sum of the total amount for the specific month. For this month, I mean, we can analyze the January, for example, the sales in January. The sales in January always be high. For example, just for example, it's going to be high in 2007, 2018, 2015. They have the same, for example, average, or if we study the maximum or average or something. So we study January in all years. For that part, we study the month in all years. So this is the result. So this is the month 2. 2 is the February, and this is January, and so on. This is the December, and so on. This is the number of the month. So 2 means February, January, April, and so on. October, and November, and so on. As these are the total amounts in February in all years. February in all years. Just specific year. Okay. And then we want the maximum. Let's return back to the question. We need the greatest
sales. So you order by sales.
Yes. So we select
the maximum.
So we select the maximum of this subquery. So just make it like that and say as tab 1 or table 1, and then select.
Right. Select max from
max of
table 1. From table 1.
This one.
Table 1. Yeah. Sum by months from table 1. Correct.
You just say it from. No need from tab 1.
Yeah, because it's okay.
Yeah, it's like
in some queries it's
the output of this function, or the output of this query. Also, we can select something meaningful. I think the month. Yes. Okay, alias max month. Okay. This is the
maximum
month is
with the total, the maximum sales of the
you know the maximum sales, but we didn't give the month. Why not? We are selecting the okay, but we don't know the month, which specific month. We have to do other subquery. We cannot get the which month. We have to get, you know, return back to what we have done.
Osama.
Yes.
Osama. I have to.
We
have. Yes, you know, because my colleagues are already waiting at 20 minutes for the for the team meeting, and
Okay.
I must change. Okay.
Okay. So
It's awesome.
you are Ricardo Lopes from Portugal, right?
Yeah, I'm the guy who spoke with you yesterday.
Yes. Okay. Okay.
I'm the
I'm just
and I
making
already
sure
and I
because
already have
your name is changed here, Ricardo.
Cunha,
To
because
Cunha.
I put it.
Cunha.
This is the name, like this is my scientific name. This is the name which I signed my papers. It's
Okay.
Ricardo Cunha Lopes. So
Okay.
and I have got one thing to send it to you only. It's just a scratch, but you can, and regarding what we spoke yesterday, but
Okay.
what the design of the thing
Just
can,
I'm just having something.
uh, they are calling.
Okay, you get calling. So you go to your calling. I have to complete the presentation
Yeah,
for the other guys. Okay.
there is no one online. We are alone.
Uh, I have to complete
Ah,
it because it is
ah,
recorded.
recording. Okay, I am
Yeah.
sorry. If
Okay.
I can, I'll return here. Bye bye.
Okay. See you.
Thank you.
Okay.
Thank you.
Okay. Uh, Returning back to the date, we have the maximum month here to select the maximum month from this subquery. Also, for the case, we use case to have if then else structure used in many other languages like C++ and Java. We can use case by the same structure if you are familiar with programming languages just like C or Java. It will be easy for you to understand. For example, if we want to just make grade for the make categories for the amount of orders. And sorry, and we want to write according to the value, we make a category. According to the value, we make another category, and so on. Okay, let's try this on our screen. Okay, I think we have a problem here because then we have a problem. I think we don't. Yes, maybe this one. Yes. Yes. The comma is different. The comma was different. And here, yeah, okay. Now it's working, I think. Yes, it's working. We select case when for total, if it is greater than 2000, so we say at least 2000, at least 2000. We have 17 guys out there for this for the group by as we select the count of asterisk, order count means how many orders in each category, how many orders in each category. So we have at least 2000, we have 70 guys out there. And for the, this is the first case that we have orders, the values of the orders to more than 2000. So we say at least 2000. If it is between 1000, 2000, we say between 1000, 2000. Else, and this is the last statement, we say else. So when, then, so we see when, then, and the last one is else. Else means anything else will, any value else will be less than 1000. And we have to say end. End starts with, so the case starts with case and end. And in between we have when and then. When and then. This is the first case. When and then. This is the second case. The last case is else. Okay? And we can use alias as any other field, order category, and we count that order category and we find how many guys are in each category. Okay? This is the order bar or the case. For subqueries, as we say, we have taken subqueries many times and studied it in this presentation. Subqueries, as we say here, we have the biggest query, and we have another query inside another query, and so on, one inside another, and we call it nested queries. We call it nested queries. Nested queries. Many query inside another query, and so on. Okay. Actually, some situations in the query, the standard query, you will not be able to get what you want, because the direct subquery, the direct query is, we can say in mathematics, formal speaking, we say the query is linear, just linear thing. But if you want to have non-linear thing, you have to use subqueries. Maybe you can have 1 degree freedom, 2 degrees of freedom, and 3 degrees, and so on, according to how many levels you can go inside these nested queries. Of course, we don't have a specific level of subqueries. The compiler can do many things. Okay. For the first subquery, we need to know how many channels or average events of a specific channel, the average events of a specific channel. So we have to count. We have to count the count number of events that occurred in a specific day, and then get the average of that count for the entire channel. Okay, this is the subquery. I want to skip two because the time has passed, and I have to pass to with. With is more formal and more organized than subquery. It's similar to subquery, but it's more formal. For example, you can say with table 1 as, you say your query, okay? And then select a star from table 1, join table 2. Table 2 is here, table 2 is here, and table 1 is there. Define table 1 as this one, and table 1 as that one, and table 2 as that one, and you can say table 3, table 4, whatever you want. Maybe you can add other table 3 as so and so. Okay, so you can add many. You define with this the same or a single with statement. You can use many select statements. After you define the tables, you can use it as normal tables. You can join these tables. You can subquery even these tables. They are exactly the same tables as the database tables. Okay, the same problem we have solved it before. For the total amount used, we have top 10. We used a with, so we have a query here, and within this query we get the average of that query. Okay, the average of the resulting or the result of that query. Thank you for today, and I'm looking forward to see you in the next sessions. I wish more guys are joining me in the next sessions to make the session more interactive, and to have many students joining me, making like discussion more than lectures. I don't like to have to go through these slides and say, okay, I'm giving it as a lectures. No, I just want to have these slides as just like uh, 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 guide for us. We use it as a guide, and using this guide, we discuss everything regarding the content of the lessons. Thank you for today and have a nice day. I wish I see you in the next session, and goodbye.